Hello everyone, it's Melanie here. I hope you're all having an amazing week. Today I wanted to jump on and chat about pet peeves of online people that are speaking, doing videos, doing lives. I wanted to be able to share some pet peeves, but I want you to also jump in if you're watching live and let me know what your pet peeves are when you watch other people. Hey Marguerite, hello. So these are some pet peeves that people have forwarded to me about, again, because now we're all so much online, we're watching so much more online, and obviously there's lots of things that people are picking up on. So I'm going to touch on some that people have forwarded to me. And I'm also going to talk about my own pet peeves. And for anybody watching live, touch in the comments of any pet peeves that you have, or if you're watching this later on replay, let me know any pet peeves that you have when you are watching other people speak as well. So, and when we talk about these pet peeves, it is just something, again, that I want to be able to touch on and be able to once we become aware of some of these things, it's something that we can refine. It is something we can become aware of, whether it's something that we might do, and in order to be able to refine some of those things. So a lot of the times it can be people's filler words. A lot of the time it can just be the way in which the tone in which they're speaking. So I want to be able to touch on that. So some of the things that people have sent through is around when people say like a lot. You know what I mean? Like. So again, these are all becoming filler words that people use when they haven't forward planned what they were going to say. And it's fine to avoid being scripted. However, you still want to be planning ahead and breaking down what you want to cover. Because then this starts to be able to reduce filler words that now a lot of people are using, the likes, the so's, you know what it means, instead of a lot of the ums and ahs and all of these things. People are then now bringing a heap more in to using videos and things that we pick up as well from listening to other people, from communicating. We pick up this language. And it's really to be mindful of is that, we want to be able to be taken seriously, and we want to be able to get our message across. So when we do use a lot of those different types of things, it can then reduce the capturing of the audience, keeping them engaged, when really a lot of your message is compiled into filler words or compiled into the same types of words that you're using all the time. So a good point on using filler words is that for yourself is to go back on to recorded videos or lives that you might have done and listen back. And I know that people go, that's so cringeworthy to listen to yourself or watch yourself back, but it is the only way that you start to realize that you're doing these things, and you might already be aware that you do them. But it's really good to know, okay, maybe I haven't prepared for that live. Maybe I just jumped on, and that's fine to do it, but there's still a bit of planning ahead of time. There's still a bit of what you're going to be talking about, how is it going to be structured, so that in your mind you're able to go through that without needing a script. But then it also helps you to avoid the filler words. So let me know in the comments if there's any filler words that you feel like you hear all the time. And let me know as well for yourself if there's filler words that you use a lot as well. And let me know. Hi, Kerry. And let me know, because again, it's something that we do, but I think it is important to really be able to think about your audience when you're on live, or whether you've recorded a video, is just to make sure that those pet peeves that people have out there, it can really make them switch off from listening to more of what you have to say. And what you have to say is of real importance. So it's really just about remembering that. Is about, you might think that, oh, I just want to jump on and do that live, but you haven't really thought ahead. You haven't planned it out. You haven't thought, what's my end goal in mind for the audience, making sure, am I going to cover these things that I want to cover? So really being able to avoid them with some of those pet peeves. Hey, Tom. And a couple of the other pet peeves that people have sent through to me is when you come to the end, and let me know in the comments if you've ever noticed this, is that when people are speaking and they're finishing their sentences, they tend to go up, and then it comes across to the audience member as, am I to do something? Am I being asked a question? And sometimes people do that when there's no questions. And I do find a lot as well with certain in Australia, it's definitely something that is very much used a lot. So I think as well is that we, being mindful to people's different cultures, the way we were brought up, the way we've spoken language as well. But it is something to be mindful of, is that when we do go to the end of our sentences, is that actually we want to bring our tone down and not up. Because especially if you don't have a call to action or you don't have next steps, it can really start to confuse the audience's mind about what it is that they're meant to do next. So a couple of the other pet peeves that have come through is that people that do jump on and do lives, or they do record, especially probably more in lives, is that people come on and they tend to look in the camera and they're like, oh, how do I look? How's my hair? I didn't really have time to check it before I jumped on. And they're like checking out their face, checking out their hair. There's definitely their pet peeves of mine myself, and people that have sent them through to me, is that really it's not about you. It's actually about your audience. So, it's a bit of a, let's sort that out before you get on. It's really not what an audience member really needs to see when they've jumped on, ready for that live to get to know you, and you're looking in the camera as if it's a bit of a mirror. Let me know in the comments if that's something that is a pet peeve of yours. Definitely is of mine. Hey to everybody else that's coming on. Let me know in the comments if there is. I'm just going to check that anybody, just in case anybody has come on in a comment, let me know in the comments what your pet peeves are, or if you are watching along and some of the pet peeves I'm talking about are the same for yourself. I know some of the other pet peeves is that when people are coming through, is that sometimes if there's a lot of people are consistently acknowledging every single person that comes through, which is fine, but again, it can really take away from what you're saying to your group if you're consistently always acknowledging every single person that comes in. And I think it's a great one even just to do thanks everybody that's been joining, and let me know in the comments, things like that. We don't necessarily have to go through every single person. So again, I know that that's a pet peeve of people's that have sent them through to me, is that the amount of time that people can spend on acknowledging, going through everybody that's there is a massive one. And I think it's such a good thing to, again, go watch people, even take some notes down of some things that are pet peeves of yours. It might not really be a massive thing, but it might be something that just puts you off other people. But then it's a good way of coming back to yourself and going, let me just check that next time I do a video, next time I do a live, I'm actually going to sit and go through and go, let's just check, am I actually doing any pet peeves that people do tend to talk about? Am I doing any of those that potentially could put people off? So it's a good way of, and not doing it in a judgmental way. It is a constructive way of recognizing it in other people, but recognizing it in yourself, and recognizing that there is areas in which you could tend to improve on, so that you're really engaging with your audience and not bringing all of those things to what you're talking about. So let me know in the comments if you're doing live or replay what some of your pet peeves are of other people that are speaking. So we have covered around the people using a lot of filler words, and particularly like. Let me know in the comments as well as if you're listening to people or watching people doing a lot of those types of filler words with like, would that actually make you switch off from them, or wouldn't mind? And again, it's an individual preference on it, but again, it really is about taking time to plan ahead before you're doing a video, so that you're not then using so many. It's okay to use a few, but not as in every second or third word, because then there's no message, because it's just full of filler words. So then we talked about as well of when you get to the end of your sentences, that sometimes for a lot of people their tone will go up, and we really want to be able to be mindful of at the end of sentences or the end of what we're saying is it something that the audience needs to do, take action from. So really then keeping it up is fine in the tone, but then we really want to bring it down if we want to make an impact for people. So again, being mindful of that, if that's something that you feel you tend to do. So then I was talking about the pet peeve of when people come on at the beginning and they're checking themselves out and not really interested in their audience, and it's more about themselves and not about the audience. So again, take time to make sure that you've, checked yourself in the mirror beforehand and not afterwards. Yeah, Regina's saying pet peeve is people not getting to the point, waffling, definitely. Oh, that's good that you're working on that for yourself as well, and have a laugh and get on with it. That's right. And it's, if you're getting on there and you're doing it, well done. These are things that you can improve on over time. It's okay, and know that you're doing them, but know that you're going to improve each and every single time that you are on video, are on live. There's little things that you're doing. It takes time. It's not an overnight of suddenly no filler words, no waffling, no all of these. It's something that takes time. So recognize that and know that you're still in a small percentage of people getting out there and doing videos, doing lives, and that's absolutely amazing to do that. So thank you so much, Regina, for sharing your pet peeves. Yeah, waffling is definitely another one, and keeping a lot of your videos short, depending on it is whether you want to be saying, if you're bringing other people in, really making sure you get to the point. When we do shorter videos, we have to get to the point a lot quicker, which means you reduce your filler words and you reduce a lot of those types of pet peeves that people tend to be able to switch off from you as well. So that is it for today, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. If you're looking at watching this on replay later, let me know your pet peeves and message them to me if you want as well. I'm more than happy to come back on and do another video around them. I don't have to mention anybody's name, so feel free to private message me. People have done that in the past, and I can be able to come and give you some tips around those pet peeves as well. Have an amazing day wherever you are, everybody, and I will catch up with you all again soon. See you later. Bye.